Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of this drum set and finale series of tutorial videos. In part 1 we set up our score and we used the score manager to limit the drum set to only the instruments we wanted, and we put them in the correct parts of the staff. Now we're going to use layers to create grooves in 3-part drum notation. So layers are down here, and layers allow you to put multiple layers of information in one measure. So to create a 3-part drum groove, we're going to use layers 1 and 2. Layer 1 we're going to use for a hi-hat or ride cymbal and snare drum. And to do that, I'm just going to use either the simple or speedy entry tool to throw down some eighth notes. So I'm going to use the speedy entry tool. I'm going to find hi-hat closed, and to create 8 eighth notes, I'm just going to press 4. Every time I press 4, it adds an eighth note, and there are my 8 eighth notes. I'm also going to put a drum backbeat on 2 and 4, so I'm going to use the down and up arrows to find the snare drum, and I'm going to also use 4 to put eighth notes on the downbeat of beats 2 and 4. So now I've got eighth notes in the hi-hat and backbeat in the snare drum, and this is in layer 1. So now I'm going to switch to layer 2. I'm going to go back using speedy entry. I forgot to do that. I'm going to find kick drum, so I clicked on it right away, but if you don't, you can use the up and down arrows. And I'm going to put a kick drum hit on beats 1. Oh, I don't know. Let's do 1 and 3. So I'm going to put 1. I'm pressing 5 to put in quarter notes. I don't want a kick drum hit on beat 2, so I put in a quarter note, and I'm pressing R to change it to a quarter rest, pressing 5 again, and then 5 one more time, and then R to turn that last quarter note into a quarter rest. And here you have a drum set groove that's like a very basic but very workable drum set groove. In layer 1, we put the hi-hat and snare drum, and all of these are eighth notes because the hi-hat is using eighth notes. And then in layer 2, we use that for the kick drum. This is obviously a very basic drum groove. You could do much more complicated drum grooves as well. Another suggestion I have is if you use the normal arrow tool and you click on a measure, it selects it. And if you click and drag this to other measures, you can copy it to other measures. Sorry, I've got a filter on, so I'm going to turn off my filter. If you click and drag, it can copy to other measures. You can also select more than one measure. So if I click the first measure and I hold Shift and click the second measure, I can click and drag and copy it even further. And I could do this for all 8 measures of this finale file if I wanted to. Okay, that's the end of this video. I hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye.